Hello, my fellow garden gals and guys. Welcome back to my channel, Serenity Now Garden. My name's Jeannie. I have a few updates for you. I'm going to show you a few things that are blooming. I just got this new arbor I want to show you, and I'll give you an update about my garden flooding that I just had last week, which we got almost 6 inches of rain. So that was in my last video. I'll kind of give you a update here. So I just put in this arbor. I put a major wheeler honeysuckle on here on each side. Here's some stats if you want to see. This attracts hummingbirds and is red, and I just really love it. I can't wait to see what that looks like. So here's where the flooding was. So far, my zinnias are still alive. They're not dead yet, so I don't know if they're just a bit stunted. We'll have to see. As you can see, they put on a little bit of growth. They're not like rotting yet or anything, so fingers crossed. Here's a polar bear zinnia right here. It's put on some growth. We are going to get 3 more inches of rain in the next few days, so this is where it kind of flooded back here. I can't even step back here because I'll sink in the mud. So I did lose some tomato plants, cucumbers. I lost some Joe Pye weed. I think I lost a pagoda dogwood. Luckily, I got it on sale for like $12. But this is one of my clearance plants. And there's some plants that are doing great, like this Queen of the Prairie on the right. So after this next round of rain, hopefully we will finally dry out after that. I'm not going to plant anything else back here besides some swamp milkweed to just provide like a host for monarchs. So we'll see how that goes. The fiber optic button bush is doing great. Here's that castor bean plant that I planted. It's supposed to get 8 feet tall. It's an annual. Doing well. The toad lilies are just loving it this year. This is what they'll look like in full bloom. So they love the water. They really put on a lot of growth. That's a samurai. And we got royal candles veronica that's looking amazing. It's really attracting the pollinators, and we have a fragrant bouquet hosta right next to it. It's my only full sun hosta. And let me take you on the other side of this arbor so you could see. We have some Cheyenne spirit coneflower just starting. I'm surprised this is doing okay. Oh, we got some delphinium. Look at the color in this delphinium. I kind of just stake them up really quick. Here I'll have to arrange that, but so pretty. Liatris, it's going to bloom soon. And I always have to stop at this plant, my favorite shrub. It is the candy corn spirea, which is a proven winner's plant. And more coneflowers. I love this view right here. Now we have in the very far back, the really tall plant is a Joe Pye weed. It is a good 7 feet tall already. And this is some Karl foerster grass. So this is looking really good. I just love the texture, just it in the breeze there. I just love how everything's coming together and filling in. We're just like on 3 years of this space here, so everything is just finally taking up some room. Let me show you a few things that are blooming. These I got on clearance just for a couple dollars last year. These are veronica. Penstemon is attracting those hummingbirds still. This one I believe is dark towers. We have bee balm that's blooming. I love the bee balm. It's a great summer bloomer, like early summer if you need to fill that hole. And it can spread a little, so only plant it where you don't mind it to spread, as well as this obedient plant. This can spread a bit, and the rabbits will eat this, so you have to keep it sprayed. Here's a obedient plant that is variegated. Here's a picture of it in full bloom. This is my first year, so I can't wait to see what that looks like. Got witch hazel back here, spirea. My hose is still out. So let me take you. This is like the veggie and cut flower garden coming in on this side. We do finally have a tomato. Um, Let me show you some plans that I have for this area. I'm going to put some raised beds next year, and it'll look like this. We'll have like 4 diamonds and some like chevron patterns, you know, on the outer edges. So can't wait. Something a little bit different. And look at this amaranth, dreadlocks amaranth, volunteered from last year, just seeded itself. So I'm keeping it and we'll see how that looks. Hopefully that'll grow in nice. And moving on, we just have more penstemon over here. Astilbes are looking great. These are just starting to open here. They are loving the water, so if you have a soggy area and it's somewhat shaded, try astilbe. More karl foerster grass. I love the shape. We have more bee balm over here, and those hostas look so good with this. I believe those hostas are Francis Williams, and in the back we have an ivory halo dogwood. These bee balm I got on clearance for like $4, so I got a few. And the native elderberry are looking amazing this year. These are wild. These were just here when I moved in 5 years ago. So I kind of trimmed them up into tree form. And yeah, they're blooming like really good this year. Got a baptisia there next to the Sun King Aurelia. Doing well. The mosquitoes are kind of eating me up back here, so I'm gonna, sorry if the camera's a little shaky, I might hurry through a few things. There's some more astilbe. Isn't open quite yet. We have some veronica there. And the native elderberry in the back there as well. More astilbe. And you'll see this is where I put the majority of my astilbe on this side because it gets the most shade. But oh, it's just amazing. This big one isn't open yet. I believe this is called Mighty Pip. It's almost as tall as me. I'm 5 foot tall. I love it. And look at this view right here. We have a firelight hydrangea in the center, and we have dancing queen hosta in the front, and on each side there's a halcyon hosta. This is what the firelight hydrangea will look like in full bloom, which should be in a few weeks. It's budding up nicely. The astilbe here, this was my first one to bloom. It's still looking good. It's starting to fizzle just a bit. It's not as bright, but gorgeous. I believe that's Visions. And then in front we have some gold lamium. A few more astilbe. So pretty. And we have my hosta and shade garden over here. I'll try to do a hosta tour next week or the week after. I like to do one of those just for all my hosta lovers because I have a ton. So I try to do one once a year. And just trying to build up this hedge here of the nannyberry, and we have a rock garden on the left there. Still need to fill that in a bit. Look at these hydrangeas. These are quickfire. So pretty. They're one of the first ones to bloom. So we're just in the beginning of July here, right next to this yarrow. These will get 8 feet tall and wide if they get to their full potential. And then look at this view here. We have on that arbor a jackmanii clematis in its second week of bloom with the Diablo 9 bark hedge that's on the right there, which is done blooming, but oh, it was glorious when it was in full bloom. This jackmanii was just amazing this year. I fertilized it really well, and it's on its 3rd year, so just look at that. Some of the petals are starting to fall off now, but we also have this Villa de Leon clematis, which is gorgeous. That's a blue angel hosta there, my front porch. As soon as this container fills in a bit, I will take you on a little tour of that. We'll give it a few more weeks. But this foxtail fern I'm loving this year. I just got it. It's just such a cool plant. Now that will have to come inside. And I got a few zinnias that are full grown. These are cherry perfusion, just in case. Just in case all my zinnias in back died. I have a couple plants I'm going to plant this week. We got the sea holly that is so cool looking. I'm going to put that in the rock garden. Some campanula. We got a penstemon there. And we have this cardinal flower, which attracts hummingbirds. It gets red. I'll show you a little picture here. So it really likes water as well. And my planter is doing great. It's in the shade here. So these New Guinean Pasians are just gorgeous. I just love them so much. And this Regal Shields elephant ear has really held up to the wind. So my favorite planter I've ever done. Very happy with that. And I'll just take you up front and just show you. We're kind of in the middle of stuff blooming. The coneflowers are just about to start blooming. We have some drumstick allium I'll show you. That's just about to start blooming, but kind of in between blooms here. I need to fill this space with something that's blooming right now. But here's those drumstick alliums just in front of the millennium alliums. So not blooming quite yet, but soon. We have really cool artemisia just behind that has these little yellow blooms on it. It's such a striking white flower. It's right next to some lamb's ear. We got a Cheyenne spirit coneflower just starting to bloom. And we'll end the tour on this last flower, which is a summer crush stachys. So I hope you guys like that. Take care and happy gardening.